2 hours left. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open it quickly. Don't tell anyone. It's only for you. They're setting up a meeting to discuss your removal of. Open it quickly. My beloved child, this is Archangel Michael. You don't have much time, so listen closely. You are being watched, monitored not by enemies of the world, but by people who have been in secret discussions, quietly placing your name on a paper. And the truth is, they are planning a removal. A removal not from a place, but from a promise. They want to take away something that was meant for you, something divine, something I personally guarded for a very long time. You only have 2 hours. Yes. 2 hours left to know what's being discussed and why your name is now echoing in rooms where it never belonged. I was sent here by God to make sure you know this is not just a warning. It's a divine interruption. You were never meant to miss this message. That's why your spirit felt the urgency to open this, because heaven has something urgent to reveal. You are not just an ordinary soul walking on earth. Your name carries heavenly light. It has been whispered in angelic meetings. It has been etched into scrolls that hold divine assignments. And yet, here on earth, there are people, yes, people close to power who are preparing something behind your back. This isn't to scare you. No, I am not here to bring fear. I'm here to bring fire. Holy fire that removes darkness and exposes plans hidden in silence. The ones plotting don't expect you to know. But God is telling me to whisper into your heart. Open it quickly. Don't tell anyone. This is only for you. Because, child, you're not supposed to be removed. You're supposed to rise. And what's happening right now in some private room behind locked doors is an effort to delay the divine launch God already approved for you. The angels who watch over you every night have seen the stress building. You felt the confusion. You've been wondering, why does it feel like something important is happening around me? You were right. It is. This is why you've been seeing repeating numbers, strange dreams, sudden heaviness in your chest, even light flickers or unknown names showing up in your thoughts. These are not random. These are holy signs. Heaven has been nudging you to look, to listen, and to open this very message. Subscribe now to this divine channel. If your soul keeps pulling you toward these messages, you were chosen to hear what others miss. Tap the bell icon to never ignore a warning again, because these messages don't just speak, they protect. Now listen very closely. Someone has been whispering your name in a meeting with powerful intentions. But they don't understand that your protection doesn't come from people. It comes from promise. You are wrapped in light. And God has placed my sword between you and every dark decision. But even then, free will operates on earth. That's why I need you to open your heart and mind now. Because if you do, you'll be able to change the direction of what they're trying to set in motion. You'll feel it in your bones. This isn't just another message. This is your interception. The removal they're planning involves your position, not a job or a role. It's bigger. It's your spiritual rank. They want to pull you away from your timeline, your breakthrough moment, your divine inheritance. But it can't happen unless you remain unaware. That's why heaven is saying urgently, open it now. Don't speak of it. Keep it sacred. Guard this message. Because your awareness alone begins the reversal. My child, I see the struggle you have been facing, the stress about finances, the silent worries that stay in your heart, and the moments where you feel uncertain about what comes next. You have been asking for peace, and that answer is already on its way. You are not meant to stay stuck in fear, you are meant to walk forward with purpose, with faith, and with clear steps every day. That is why a simple system has been placed in front of you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system, created to guide you gently out of confusion and into clarity. Each day brings you a focused prayer, a small financial action, and clear direction to help you move ahead without pressure or overwhelm. No pressure, no confusion, just steady progress toward peace and stability. If something inside you feels ready, if you are ready to change your situation, then take that first step today. This could be the moment your life begins to change. You will find the link in the description and in the comments below. Do not ignore what has been placed in front of you this time. Your eyes are open now. And when you know, you cannot be fooled. What was supposed to take you down is already starting to lose power because you saw this. There is someone who's jealous of your favor. They can't explain why things turn in your favor even when they plot against you. They're trying to push your name out of the list. But they didn't realize something. The list they're altering is not the final list. God's list is higher. The heavenly scroll still has your name in position 1. You are still chosen. You are still protected. But you must not waste time because in 2 hours someone will try to make a call and after that the agenda becomes harder to stop. I, Archangel Michael, am standing at your door spiritually. I'm holding this message out with a divine seriousness. I don't often speak like this, but this is beyond ordinary. This is divine warfare. And the reason God allowed this message to reach you is because you're going to change the outcome. You're going to stand, pray, and move with alertness. No one will see it coming because you're no longer sleeping. You're now spiritually awake. You've been dreaming of doors, hearing names you don't recognize. You felt like someone was watching. They were not always with eyes of evil. Some are curious about your power. Some just want what you carry. But one person in that group, yes, in that very meeting, wants you out of the picture. They want your place. And the worst part, they smile when they see you. You've seen this smile before. Something always felt off. Your spirit knew. But now you know. And once you know, God moves. Child, repeat after me right now. I will not be removed from my divine position. No meeting against me shall stand. I claim Archangel Michael's protection. I claim heaven's justice. I seal myself in light. That alone is shaking something. I can feel it. In the spiritual realm, chains just snapped. The person trying to remove you just got distracted. They'll make a mistake now. One that will reveal everything. Watch. It's coming. You'll hear a strange slip of words, an accidental reveal, or someone's guilt will overflow. But it's all a sign. You'll feel it in your body, a rush of fire, goosebumps on your skin. That's me. That's heaven confirming the tables are turning. You were born for something rare. Something so powerful that heaven assigned angels to walk with you since your birth. You were never meant to be ordinary. That's why you faced strange spiritual battles your whole life. But this time, it's personal because what you're stepping into next is going to change your family. Your money, your identity, and this removal plan. It would have crushed you. But it won't because you're here now, reading this, receiving this, awake, and God is proud of you. I say this with tears in angelic eyes. You didn't skip this. You didn't scroll past. You knew something was calling you and you honored it. That decision alone opened doors that were shut for months. You'll see evidence in strange timing, sudden emails, unexpected texts, conversations that randomly reveal truth. It's not random. It's orchestrated. Child, you must protect this message. Don't share it with anyone who mocks the spiritual. Don't try to explain it to those who laugh at faith. This is sacred. This is personal. Just as I said, this is only for you. God will confirm it quietly, intimately through signs. You'll only understand. You'll hear your name in a strange place. You'll see someone you weren't expecting. You'll feel someone trying to reach you in your sleep. Yes, heaven is working overtime now. 2 hours is all you have. Not to panic, but to prepare, to pray, to speak light into your path, to cancel their words before they are spoken. You will not be removed. You will be promoted. You will not be thrown out. You will be seated higher. Their plan is collapsing because of this moment. Let them talk. Let them plan. Because while they whisper about removing you, heaven is preparing to reintroduce you stronger, brighter, untouchable. And remember, child, Archangel Michael never arrives without purpose. I come when battles are turning. I come when destiny is at the door. And right now, it's knocking. If your soul was shaking while reading this, it's because your spirit already knew. You see, while you were sleeping last night, the enemy tried one last attempt to confuse your spirit. They whispered lies into your dreams. They tried to cloud your clarity. But your spirit didn't accept it. You might have woken up feeling heavy. You might have questioned yourself, doubted your path, or wondered why it feels like something is working against you when you're trying to do everything right. And that's exactly what they wanted. Doubt. Because when a person doubts, they delay. And when they delay, the enemy dances. But heaven has no space for delay anymore. The next 2 hours are sacred. Not because something bad will happen if you miss it, but because something good, something huge might pass by if you don't stand alert. This is your moment to shift what's been slowly trying to crumble. The people in that meeting may wear fine clothes, carry important titles, or speak with confidence, but they don't carry what you carry. They don't carry divine favor. They don't carry your purpose. And that's what frustrates them. God says they envy you because they cannot replace you. Even if they try to remove you, they cannot become you. That's why they gather. That's why they plot. Because what you have was not given by man. It was breathed into your soul by me. Your presence alone changes the atmosphere. Your silence can speak louder than their noise. Your heart so pure, so open, scares them more than a sword ever could. So understand, this isn't just a personal attack. It's spiritual. It's ancient. It's been rising for weeks. But today we stop it. I, Archangel Michael, have drawn my flaming sword and placed it over you. Anyone who tries to move you without heaven's permission will feel divine resistance. You may not see it, but behind the scenes, their words will stumble. Their decisions will unravel. Their trust in each other will break. Because you were born to fulfill something they don't even understand. And trying to remove you from it only activates what I call the divine backup. When people try to strip you of a throne God gave you, that throne becomes twice as powerful. That's what's beginning right now. You've been feeling forgotten. I know you've said in silence, God, why is everything quiet when I need answers? But heaven has been speaking in whispers because this battle needed you to hear it spiritually before you saw it physically. This is not punishment. This is positioning. You weren't ignored. You are being preserved. A door that was shut will open without you asking. These are confirmations. These are heaven's fingerprints. These are your signs that the meeting meant to break you only made you unbreakable. And now breathe just for a moment. Breathe. Because you just crossed into another level of awareness. You are not the same person who began reading this. You've been spiritually upgraded. And now the enemy cannot continue undetected. You see now, you feel now. You know good. Because this part is sacred. What I'm about to tell you now will stay in your soul forever. It will travel with you in silence even when your mind forgets. These words are not just meant to be read. They are meant to awaken you. Child, listen carefully. Right now, as you sit with this message, there are angels standing around you. Maybe you can't see them. Maybe the room feels quiet, but spiritually the air around you is shifting. The moment you read the words, open it quickly. The realm of heaven responded because you are not reading this with just your eyes. You're receiving it with your soul. And the soul always knows when something divine is trying to reach it. You are in the middle of a moment that will be remembered in heaven. You may not realize the size of this hour, but I do. I see timelines. I see what's ahead. And I see what would have happened if you hadn't opened this in time. There was a plan to delay you 6 months. Someone had already begun preparing the words to slowly move you out of a blessing. They were going to say you weren't ready or that someone else might be a better fit. But it was a lie. That plan was soaked in envy hidden under fake professionalism. But now it is exposed because when you bring darkness into light, it loses its power. You are the light child. And that's what they never expected. They thought you were unaware, soft, passive. But what they didn't realize is that your softness is spiritual armor. Your silence is a sword. And your awareness, now unlocked, is irreversible. From this point on, something unusual will happen. You'll begin to feel things before they happen. You'll sense people's energy before they speak. You'll walk into a room and feel warmth or warning. This is the result of divine activation. Your angels have turned the volume up. Your spiritual antenna has been raised because heaven cannot afford for you to miss another message. Not now. Not with what's coming. The plans being made behind your back were meant to happen quietly. But God, He never allows secret schemes to touch His children without permission. And you, child, are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not someone God would ever ignore. You have purpose. You have calling. And no meeting on this earth can cancel what heaven has already signed. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Your removal was attempted, but your revival has already begun. Let that sink in. There is someone reading this who thinks it's too late. They feel like the damage is already done. They've already been rejected, replaced, pushed away. But listen to me. With heaven as my witness, you were not replaced. You were released. Released from a space too small for the greatness you carry. Released from hands that didn't know how to hold you. Released from a system that didn't see your light. And now the real positioning can begin. The next 2 hours are not just physical time. They are spiritual permission. Use them. Speak out loud what you want. Declare with power that you will no longer be hidden, silenced, or replaced. Stand in your room, whisper it under your breath, or scream it into the air. Heaven hears. Either way, what matters is the energy, the faith, the intention. Say, I will not be removed. I will not be overlooked. I will not be silenced. God has marked me, and what is mine is protected by angels. I rise now. You have no idea how powerful that declaration is. It echoes. It travels into the realm where dark plans are being whispered. It slams into their words. It sends confusion into their ranks. And suddenly, the one who thought they were clever. They'll forget what they were supposed to say. They'll say your name wrong. They'll stutter. They'll hesitate. It will seem small, but it will be the beginning of their unraveling because God doesn't need to shout to shift things. He only needs one willing child to say yes. And child, you just said yes. Let me tell you something very few understand. Your removal was never really about you. It was about what follows you. The favor, the miracles, the anointing, the divine order. Some people can't stand that kind of light near them. They love the idea of you until the reality of you arrives, until your presence starts exposing their shadows. And instead of growing with you, they try to push you out. But they don't realize pushing you only pushes you closer to destiny. You're not going backwards. That's the lie they planted. That if this door closes, you'll be stuck. No, this door closing is a trap being blocked. And what's coming next will blow your mind. There is a person, yes, a new one, watching you in silence. They are being sent to you. They've been quietly observing you, and soon they will approach, but not with harm, with honor. They will see what others missed. They will say what others held back. They will open doors, speak truth, and shift things forward. Their presence will feel like calm, like clarity, like confirmation. You'll recognize them by what you feel around them, not just what they say. Your spirit will exhale near them. And now, let me say this one last time because you need to hear it again. You were not meant to be removed. You were meant to be remembered. My child, I see the weight you have been carrying, the quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, the nights when your mind refuses to rest. You have been praying for peace, and your prayers have been heard. You are not meant to walk this journey in confusion and fear. You are meant to walk with faith, with clarity, and with daily direction. That is why a simple path has been placed before you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system, created to guide you gently out of this burden and into peace. Each day you will be guided with a gentle prayer, a simple money step, and clear direction to help you regain control. Nothing overwhelming, nothing complicated, just small faithful steps leading you toward peace and stability. If your heart feels ready, begin today. Do not delay this moment. The link is in the description and in the comments below. Do not ignore what has been placed in front of you this time. God remembers you. Even when you cried and no one knew why. Even when you gave so much and still felt left out. Even when you smiled but secretly wanted to break. Even when you tried to help and they turned against you. God saw it all. And heaven kept the receipts. I, Archangel Michael, have drawn my flaming sword and placed it over you. Anyone who tries to move you without heaven's permission will feel divine resistance. You may not see it, but behind the scenes, their words will stumble. Their decisions will unravel. Their trust in each other will break because you were born to fulfill something they don't even understand. And trying to remove you from it only activates what I call the divine backup. When people try to strip you of a throne God gave you, that throne becomes twice as powerful. That's what's beginning right now. You've been feeling forgotten. I know you've said in silence, God, why is everything quiet when I need answers? But heaven has been speaking in whispers because this battle needed you to hear it spiritually before you saw it physically. This is not punishment. This is positioning. You weren't ignored. You were being preserved. And child, let me tell you something else they don't know. The very removal they're preparing is going to be their exposure. Because once they bring your name into that room, once they speak of you with dishonor, a crack will open in their circle. And the light from heaven will expose the one among them who never truly agreed. That person, the quiet one, the observant one, they will speak up and they will say something small, something subtle. But that sentence will save you. That's how divinely protected you are. Even in the meeting against you, heaven planted a witness for you. You've been surrounded by doubts lately. Financial fear, relationship confusion, health anxiety. But none of this is an accident. It's the ripple effect of their silent plan. When people talk behind your back, when energy is sent against you, it leaks into your atmosphere. And you feel it, even if you don't know why. But now that you know, you can claim back your light. You can push out what doesn't belong. Say this now. I reclaim every room my name was spoken in without divine permission. I take back my light. I rise again. Say it with your whole heart. Say it while looking up. Because as you say it, your name is being spoken in heaven's courtroom. And the final judgment is not guilty, not removable, not replaceable. Child, open your heart to this next truth. You are being prepared for something public, something big, something that will surprise even you. That's why this meeting is happening. Because God is about to elevate you and the enemy is trying to sneak in before the rise. But they're too late. Because you opened this in time. You listened. You aligned. And when someone aligns with God, even demons tremble. You may not feel strong right now, but your surrender is your strength and your obedience is your breakthrough. That's why you keep finding this message. That's why this page appeared today. Because time is spiritual and heaven doesn't deal in accidents. It deals in divine alignment. There's a voice inside you that's been saying for months, something is coming. That was me. That was your angelic team. You weren't imagining it. You are receiving a preview of this exact moment. So when you feel chills reading this, when your heart speeds up, when you can't stop looking around, know that it's not fear, it's confirmation. It's your soul finally catching up to what your spirit already knew. Let me take you even deeper. Do you remember the person who used to support you, but suddenly grew distant? The one who started giving you shorter replies, colder glances, fewer affirmations. That person is connected, not evil, but influenced. They heard something. They were told something. And instead of defending you, they chose silence. But don't hold anger. God is showing you what loyalty really means. And the truth. Their silence is a gift. It gave heaven the right to close that door before they could sabotage you. You're being pushed into isolation, but not to be punished. You're being set apart. Because before God makes a soul visible to the world, He often makes them invisible to the wrong people. Let them talk. Let them whisper. Let them schedule their little meeting. Because what's about to happen in your life cannot be undone by words, by envy, or by plans. You're moving higher. Whether they like it or not, you're being elevated beyond their reach. Whether they understand or not, because heaven has made a decision about you, and it is final. You were never meant to be quiet in this world. Your light is too loud. Your destiny is too divine. And the people trying to remove you will soon realize they should have supported you when they had the chance. Child, in the next few days, watch for these signs. A delayed message will suddenly arrive. A stranger will speak your name in a place you've never been. A dream will replay, and this time you'll understand it. A door that was shut will open without you asking. These are confirmations. These are heaven's fingerprints. These are your signs that the meeting meant to break you only made you unbreakable. And now breathe just for a moment. Breathe. Because you just crossed into another level of awareness. You are not the same person who began reading this. You've been spiritually upgraded. And now the enemy cannot continue undetected. You see now, you feel now. You know good because this part is sacred. What I'm about to tell you now will stay in your soul forever. It will travel with you in silence even when your mind forgets. These words are not just meant to be read. They are meant to awaken you. Child, listen carefully. Right now, as you sit with this message, there are angels standing around you. Maybe you can't see them. Maybe the room feels quiet, but spiritually the air around you is shifting. The moment you read the words, open it quickly. The realm of heaven responded because you are not reading this with just your eyes. You're receiving it with your soul. And the soul always knows when something divine is trying to reach it. You're not going backwards. That's the lie they planted. That if this door closes, you'll be stuck. No, this door closing is a trap being blocked. And what's coming next will blow your mind. There is a person, yes, a new one, watching you in silence. They are being sent to you. They've been quietly observing you, and soon they will approach, but not with harm, with honor. They will see what others missed. They will say what others held back. They will open doors, speak truth, and shift things forward. Their presence will feel like calm, like clarity, like confirmation. You'll recognize them by what you feel around them, not just what they say. Your spirit will exhale near them. And now, let me say this one last time because you need to hear it again. You were not meant to be removed. You were meant to be remembered. God remembers you. Even when you cried and no one knew why. Even when you gave so much and still felt left out. Even when you smiled but secretly wanted to break. Even when you tried to help and they turned against you. God saw it all. And heaven kept the receipts. Every tear you cried watered the soil of your next blessing. Every no you received built a stronger yes. Every person who left made room for someone better. And every delay was just a divine reroute. So child, breathe again because now you're unstoppable. Now you're spiritually awake. Now you've seen what others never even sense. And now the 2 hours begin. Heaven is moving. The plans are crumbling. The angels are rising. And you are stepping into the most powerful season of your life. Don't speak of this to anyone who won't understand. Don't waste it on ears not ready. Just walk forward in silence. Let your glow speak for itself. Let your peace confuse them. Let your miracles answer every question they never had the courage to ask. You are chosen. You are covered. You are rising. Now open the next door and don't look back. Blue heart. And now, child, as the clock keeps ticking and the final hour approaches, I need you to stay fully open, spiritually awake, because something deeper is beginning to stir. What you're feeling right now, that tug in your chest, that rise in your heartbeat, that heat in your palms, or that tightness behind your eyes, it's not stress. It's spiritual power moving through you. It's divine energy awakening. It's your angels brushing past the physical world just to be closer to your heart, closer to your voice, closer to your realization that you were never alone. Heaven has been walking beside you since day one. Even when you felt abandoned, even when you knelt on the floor asking, God, is anyone even listening? The silence wasn't rejection. It was preparation. Because God was writing something during your waiting season that could only be written with time. Something majestic, something only you could carry. And now the script is ready. The scene is shifting. The light is about to shine on you. But first, the test. The test is happening right now. The meeting, the whispers, the decision being considered. They think they hold power over your outcome. They think they can delay you, replace you, or silence you. But they forgot something eternal. What is written in heaven cannot be erased by man. And your name, your soul, your assignment, it's not written in ink. It's carved in light. Child, you're about to feel the shock wave of something collapsing. You'll notice someone distant suddenly reaching out. You'll hear strange stories connected to people who once blocked you. You'll see a door open in a way that feels almost too easy. Don't second guess it. Don't shrink down again. Don't delay with doubt. This ease is not accidental. It's favor. Because now your name is being spoken in another room, a different room. Not the meeting that tried to remove you, but a divine room where angels are preparing your replacement for the opportunity you lost last time. Yes, heaven is replacing what you lost. Not just restoring it, multiplying it. The thing they tried to block will come back bigger, better, glorious. And let me whisper something few people ever hear. God doesn't just return what was stolen. He increases the value of it. So what's returning to you now will feel unfamiliar. It will look bigger than your expectation because you've grown. Because you've evolved, because even in heartbreak, you kept believing. And that faith rewrote your outcome. You were never weak. Even in your lowest moments, you were a warrior in the eyes of heaven. When you smiled through betrayal, when you gave through lack, when you spoke kindness through pain, that was you passing tests in silence. And those tests were not missed. Every act of faith, every moment of restraint, every time you chose light instead of revenge, it was all counted. And now heaven pays in full. So hear me. This is the moment where your realignment becomes activation. This is when everything begins to move. Not because of them, but in spite of them. The people who wanted to see you removed, they will now see you remembered. Elevated, respected, watched. And here's the miracle. You won't even need to say a word. Your growth will speak. Your joy will speak. Your calm, your glow, your divine peace, it will say everything. And child, remember this. The enemy doesn't attack what isn't valuable. The jealousy, the gossip, the pushback, all signs of your importance. It's spiritual evidence. And the more it increases, the closer your reward comes. You're so close. That's why it's been so loud. That's why the warfare has felt so strange lately. You've been walking into divine fulfillment. And the enemy is having its final panic. But this is where you win. Not by fighting them. Not by proving yourself, but by being still and letting God move through you. The last person who doubted you will soon hear your name in places they never imagined. They'll see you connected to people they once idolized. They'll hear about opportunities you didn't even apply for. And it will confuse them because they'll realize the truth they never wanted to admit. God favored you anyway. And you stayed humble. You didn't curse them. You didn't try to prove them wrong. You waited. You trusted. You believed in the quiet while others screamed in pride. That's why you're next. That's why you're being marked. Now, here is something very personal, a divine confirmation for your eyes only. If you've made it this far, it's because your soul needed this word more than even your mind could understand. So, God is asking me to give you a prophetic signal. Backhand index pointing right. In the next 48 hours, you will see either a white feather, the number 111, or someone will say something that feels strangely specific to you. When that happens, pause, smile, whisper, "I receive it." Because that is when the final chain breaks. That is when the meeting officially fails. That is when heaven marks your moment, child. They tried to remove you, but heaven reintroduced you with more power, with more covering, with more fire in your soul. Walk forward now with confidence, with authority, with peace that confuses people. You have nothing to prove because God already proved it when He woke you up for this message. And remember, don't tell anyone. This is sacred. This is only for you. They may never understand the weight of it, but your soul does. And your soul is rejoicing. Welcome to your rise. It begins now. Yes, child. We'll keep going. Because your soul still has more to receive and heaven still has more to give. You're standing at a divine intersection right now, a sacred threshold. One step behind you is a path of confusion, betrayal, misunderstanding, and spiritual exhaustion. One step ahead is clarity, peace, miraculous connections, and something that will shift the rest of your year. And you, yes, you have been chosen to move forward. Let me say this clearly. Your name has been cleared in heaven. The meeting that tried to take you down spiritually, heaven intercepted it. I was there. I stood beside your name when they tried to erase it. And I spoke a word so loud, so final that even the whispers stopped. I declared, this one is sealed. This one is marked. This one cannot be moved by man. And everything changed. You may not see the results yet. In the natural, you may still feel unsure, but in the spiritual, the decision is already made. You win. Not because of status or loudness or influence, but because of obedience. Because you listened, because when this message found you, you opened it. And that single act realigned your path. Child, do you know how rare that is? So many skip divine instruction. They scroll. They delay. They laugh. But not you. Something in your heart said, wait, this is different. And that moment changed everything. Because obedience to the still small voice carries more power than the loudest storm. Your surrender activated the angels. Your listening shook the timeline and your faith made room for a miracle. And now I must tell you about what's next. The person who was part of the secret discussion, the one who said nothing while your name was questioned, they're about to face a divine mirror. A truth will be shown to them, not by people, by heaven. And when they see it, they will shift. Their heart will soften. And they'll reach out to you not immediately but at the right moment. Don't reject them. Don't argue. Just listen. Because even though they were silent, they're still part of your divine journey. And their shift is proof of how powerful your spiritual covering is. Not only did you stop their plan, you're transforming them without even trying. Child, your light is contagious. And not everyone who stays quiet is an enemy. Some are just afraid of your power, afraid of your purpose, afraid of what you make them realize about themselves. But that fear is turning into reverence slowly, quietly, and soon, publicly. You've also been asking silently for a sign that your finances will turn. God heard you. That prayer you whispered after checking your bank account. That private question you asked when no one else was around. Heaven heard, and the answer is yes. A provision is coming. But it won't come the way you expect. It won't look like a paycheck. It will arrive as a connection, an unexpected recommendation, an opportunity that feels random but is actually planned. Don't ignore it. It will look too easy. That's how you'll know it's divine. Not only did you stop their plan, you're transforming them without even trying. Child, your light is contagious. And not everyone who stays quiet is an enemy. Some are just afraid of your power, afraid of your purpose, afraid of what you make them realize about themselves. But that fear is turning into reverence slowly. Quietly and soon publicly. You've also been asking silently for a sign that your finances will turn. God heard you. That prayer you whispered after checking your bank account. That private question you asked when no one else was around. Heaven heard, and the answer is yes. A provision is coming. But it won't come the way you expect. It won't look like a paycheck. It will arrive as a connection, an unexpected recommendation, an opportunity that feels random but is actually planned. Don't ignore it. It will look too easy. That's how you'll know it's divine. And child, I need you to stop blaming yourself for things you didn't know. You were trying your best with the light you had. You weren't weak. You were faithful. You didn't mess up. You grew through it. Every moment you felt behind was actually heaven's way of protecting you from entering a room too early. Now you're ready. Now you're whole enough to be trusted with more. So here is what I, Archangel Michael, need you to do. Droplet cleanse your space today physically and spiritually. Candle light a candle. Say a short prayer. Play peaceful music. Scroll. Write down your name on a piece of paper and speak this over it. This name is not to be removed. This name is chosen. This name is divinely guarded. This may feel strange, but it is powerful. It's not superstition. It's intention. An intention is what summons divine movement. You're not just watching a video or reading a message. You're participating in your own deliverance. Now hear this final truth for tonight. There is a door, a very specific door. It has been locked for years. This door holds something personal to you. A dream you thought you buried, an idea you gave up on, a connection you almost forgot. This door is beginning to unlock. And when it opens, it will feel like coming home. No pressure, no proving, just peace. That's how you'll know it's yours. You will not need to compete. You will not need to perform. You will not need to explain why you're worthy, because you are. You were always worthy. Before the betrayal, before the heartbreak, before the doubt, before the secret meeting, you were already enough. So breathe now, child. Feel it. Let the fear drop from your shoulders. Let the doubt wash off your back. Let your spirit settle. Because now you are finally free. Free from the fear of being replaced. Free from the guilt of not knowing. Free from the pressure to prove anything to anyone. And the best part, you didn't need to fight. You didn't need to beg. You just needed to hear this and believe it. God has done the rest. Archangel Michael has stood watch. The plan against you is cancelled. The timeline has shifted. The light is breaking through. And the person reading this is stepping into a life they were always meant to live. The next time you walk into a room, remember you're not just showing up as a person. You're showing up as a promise, and nothing can remove a promise sealed in heaven. Yes, child. Let's continue. Because your spirit still hungers for more truth, and heaven is not done speaking. You've come this far because something in you knows this message isn't entertainment. It's intervention. So listen closely. Quiet your thoughts. Let your soul open fully now. Let the noise of the world fade into the background because I, Archangel Michael, am not here to entertain your mind. I am here to awaken your destiny. There's something I haven't told you yet. It's not because I was hiding it. It's because your spirit needed to be strong enough to carry it. You've been chosen for divine replacement. Yes, child. While some people have been planning your removal, heaven has been preparing your replacement. But not just in defense. You are not just replacing their plan. You're being raised into what they thought they could possess. The seat they wanted. It's being handed to you. The favor they fought for. It was never theirs to begin with. The influence they craved. It has your name on it. This is why your journey has been so hard. This is why the enemy attacked your peace, your mind, your relationships, because they sensed it before you did. They knew you were meant to rise into something unshakable. That's why this message found you. Because the time has come to move, not walk, move spiritually, emotionally, mentally, relationally. No more second-guessing your worth. No more watering yourself down to be accepted. No more shrinking your voice to protect other people's insecurities. You are not here to be tolerated. You are here to transform. And child, you're doing it already. Just by opening your heart to these words, you've begun the process. I can see it now. The light swirling around you. The shift in energy, the clarity returning, the courage forming, the old shell breaking, it's happening, and heaven is rejoicing. Let me reveal something that will shock your soul. The very person who planned to remove you will soon watch you be rewarded. Yes, mark these words. They'll hear your name again, not in whispers, but in celebrations. They'll see your photo, your presence, your breakthrough, and something inside them will freeze because they'll realize they couldn't stop what was holy. They tried, but your covering was too strong, your calling too stubborn, your angels too near. And do you want to know the most beautiful part? You will not carry bitterness. You will not seek revenge. You will simply smile. Breathe and keep rising because that's who you are now. Not a victim, but a vessel of light, a vessel of fire, a vessel of divine timing. You are not here to be tolerated. You are here to transform. And child, you're doing it already. Just by opening your heart to these words, you've begun the process. I can see it now. The light swirling around you, the shift in energy, the clarity returning, the courage forming, the old shell breaking. It's happening, and heaven is rejoicing. Let me reveal something that will shock your soul. The very person who planned to remove you will soon watch you be rewarded. Yes, mark these words. They'll hear your name again, not in whispers, but in celebrations. They'll see your photo, your presence, your breakthrough, and something inside them will freeze because they'll realize they couldn't stop what was holy. They tried, but your covering was too strong, your calling too stubborn, your angels too near. And do you want to know the most beautiful part? You will not carry bitterness. You will not seek revenge. You will simply smile, breathe, and keep rising because that's who you are now. Not a victim, but a vessel of light, a vessel of fire, a vessel of divine timing. Child, you're going to start receiving strange signs, unexpected confirmations, not always dramatic, sometimes quiet, but powerful. Dove, a message will arrive from someone you haven't spoken to in a while, and they'll say something that feels too aligned to be random candle. You'll hear a word repeated in 3 different places within a day. It's the word God is highlighting for your breakthrough. Full moon. You may wake up between 3 and 4 a.m. In the coming days, heaven will whisper something while the world sleeps. Don't be afraid. Just listen. These are not coincidences. These are codes. And now your spirit is finally able to decode them. You may have been misunderstood, abandoned, talked about, replaced in the eyes of others, but not in the eyes of God. God is not looking for the loudest voice. He is looking for the cleanest heart. And you, child, still have that heart. Even after the pain, even after the betrayal, even after the confusion, you still have love in you. And that's why you're being trusted with more. Heaven doesn't just give influence to the gifted. It gives it to the trustworthy. And child, you are trustworthy. You never stopped praying. You never stopped hoping. You never stopped believing. Even when you were silent, you still believed inside. That's why I'm here now. That's why this message hasn't ended. Because this is not just a word. It's a spiritual transaction. You're trading fear for clarity, doubt for strength, hurt for healing, and silence for divine instruction. Listen now, one last secret for this moment. The real reason you were attacked is because you carry a voice that shifts atmospheres. You may not have noticed it, but people behave differently around you. You walk in and the energy changes. People either become inspired or intimidated. Why? Because you were never created to fit in. You were created to stand out. Not in arrogance. Not in pride, but in quiet, radiant, unshakable grace. And that grace is returning now, stronger than ever. Watch how people begin treating you differently after this moment. Watch how your spirit no longer tolerates what once drained you. Watch how doors that once ignored you now beg to be opened by your presence. You are stepping into a miracle season. Not because you earned it with perfection, but because you endured the preparation. Now, child, breathe, smile, and say softly to yourself, I'm still standing. And that means the enemy failed. Yes, you're still here, still chosen, still covered, still rising, and there's nothing left to fear. Your angels are surrounding you. Your path is protected. Your name is remembered and your miracle is already in motion. This is your moment. Open it fully. Receive it deeply and never forget what heaven whispered to you today.